What's up, Seattle? I'm Tyrah Majors. We're back with another episode of the show that talks about everything you're talking about online. We're diving into a lot today, all things All-Star Week. You know it starts tomorrow. We'll be giving you your guide to the hottest events, to the food you need to try. We're also going to be talking about some All-Star Trivia. Steve's going to be quizzing all of us on how well we know All-Star Week. Also, we're introducing a brand new award that could possibly be yours every week. It's time for you to sound off on Sound On.
Thanks for being with us today, everybody. We are gearing up for All-Star Week this week, the third time that the Mariners in Seattle have hosted the Midsummer Classic, and I like your jersey, my friend.
I like yours too. As you can see, we're dressed for the occasion.
We're matching.
The new city connects.
I like it. So you're fairly new to Seattle, and I thought in honor of All-Star Week, we would put you to a little test of your baseball knowledge because you're a huge baseball fan, I know.
I'm the biggest baseball fan.
Sports ball. Are you ready,
Sports.
Tyrah Majors, to be tested
I'm nervous.
on All-Star Trivia and Seattle Mariners Trivia? Question number 1. Where was the first All-Star game played and which league won?
Well, that was in 1950, the Yankees against the Dodgers, and the Dodgers won.
No.
Oh.
That's not right.
What's the answer?
Chicago and the American League won 4-2.
What year was that? Oh, American League.
Now you're testing me, but I don't have that answer. So there we go. How many times has the game been canceled?
This is so hard.
Hey, you might give an educated guess.
The All-Star game?
Canceled.
I'm going to go with pandemic, 2020, 2021, and back in 1999.
For what reason?
Because it was almost 2000. I don't know.
The answer is twice. So 2020 was correct because of the pandemic.
And 2021?
Okay. No.
Oh.
1945 because of travel restrictions during the World War.
Oh.
Way back.
I should have guessed that.
Way back.
I'm not even trying.
Since we've talked about this on a previous show, you should know this answer.
Okay, let me get ready.
Question number 3. You're 0 for 2 right now. Not a good batting average. When did Seattle last host the All-Star Game?
Oh, that was in 2000 and I want to say 7 or 8.
No.
2005?
2001.
Oh my gosh.
2001.
I was
All right.
close.
This one's, I mean,
this is
you
hard,
could get this one right too.
This is hard.
Some of these are fairly easy. 3 father-son combos have hit home runs in an All-Star game. Name the father-son duo with Seattle Mariners ties.
Please don't make me do this.
Who's one of the most famous players to ever play for the Mariners?
But I don't know who has a son. Okay.
Well, maybe it was their dad.
I don't know who has a son and a dad.
I'll give you a clue.
Oh, is it Edgar Martinez? No. Is it Ken Griffey?
You almost went with him first.
It's
Griffey.
It's Griffey.
The Griffeys, yeah.
He's a son?
Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh,
the son,
and
his
the dad
was Ken
Is the
Griffey
statue
Sr.
the one with the junior?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not that good. Okay.
All right. Okay. And how many Mariners players have been selected for the All-Star game?
Well, I know there was one recently, and then they just added a couple more.
Yes, at least 3.
At least 3. Okay.
Nice work. Okay.
3.
Yeah, we had Luis Castillo last week, and then added just this week was pitcher George Kirby and outfielder Julio Rodriguez. Shout out to Julio.
Love Julio.
Just added to the AL squad earlier this week. So you went 1 and 4.
That was humiliating.
But you got a home run on the last one, so we'll give you that.
Well, I almost got the 2020 cancellation.
All right. Yeah. As we mentioned, third time franchise has hosted the All-Star game.
Yeah.
First time since 2001. We saw this post on T-Mobile Park's page. Edgar Martinez, classic Mariners player with a couple Mariners fans. And El Sumio saying, I'll be there all days. They're going all days. All
days.
the events.
Wow.
Which is amazing. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So we actually asked people on KOMO News if they're going to be attending the All-Star Week festivities. And at last check, Steve, 10% of people said yes, and 90% of you said no.
10%.
I know.
It's so fun.
A lot of people are not feeling it, I guess.
And there's some free stuff, too, which, like, maybe they don't want to deal with the traffic or, I don't know.
So many great events, though,
So
that
many
are
great
happening.
events.
Yeah. We are going to line them all up for you right here.
Yes.
July 7th, tomorrow, the HBCU Swingman Classic. And this is really cool. This is the first time this is taking place in Seattle.
Very cool.
You got all the All-Stars from different historically black colleges and universities. They're going to be playing at T-Mobile Park. They're going to be having a game. I guess, and showing off
History
their
in the
skills.
making.
It's history in the making.
Yeah.
That's going to be really cool.
And then from July 8th through the 11th, so that's Saturday through Monday if I'm doing my math right, Capital One Play Ball Park. This is at Lumen Field and the Lumen Field Event Center. Great fan experience. There's baseball, there's music, there's food, there's activities, and then some of the greats that we know and love from the Mariners. Edgar Martinez, we have Brett Boone, Mike Cameron, all are going to be attending that event, and they're going to be signing autographs too. So if you want to get some really great autographs from some of these really great players, that's a great chance to do it.
Good chance to meet the icons. Yeah, that's a good fan experience
Yep.
there. July 8th, this one I'm really excited about. This is the celebrity softball game. We got some awesome celebrities coming to Seattle. JoJo Siwa from Dance Moms is going to be playing. Actors Joel McHale, Adam Devine from Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, love that
Is it
movie.
Divine? Adam Devine.
Divine.
Excuse me.
It's Divine.
Olympian Chloe Kim.
I mean,
obviously
Chloe.
a legend.
Yeah.
For sure.
She does amazing things.
There's some other people too. I think NBA players, Zach Levine. Is that Levine or Levine?
I don't know.
I don't know
Sorry,
sports,
Zach.
y'all.
Sorry, Zach.
But
Sorry,
we're talking
Zach.
about it.
And
July
then
9th.
and then we got to talk about the future, right? The MLB draft, and that's coming up on July 9th. Opening night of the draft, that's going to be at Lumen Field at 4 o'clock. You know, see your favorite teams select which players they want to bring onto their rosters and kind of help build the future, which is always kind of fun.
And this one I'm excited about. July 10th, we've got the Home Run Derby, everybody. Will Julio bring home the prize? The question we all want to know. He did pretty well last year.
He did. He came in second behind Juan Soto, so we'll
Okay.
see if he can take the top spot this year. I think he had 81 homers last year, if I remember correctly.
And if he does get the prize for the
If he
home
wins the
derby,
Derby.
if he wins the Derby,
Yeah.
he's only going to be the second after Ken Griffey Jr. to do that
How cool
here
would that
in
be?
Seattle.
How cool would that be?
It'd be really cool.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Julio.
shout out to Julio.
And then, of course, Monday, the big All-Star game,
Yeah.
which is going to be awesome. Gates open at 2, and that begins at 5 o'clock. I think there's just so many people that are excited about this. You know, like 22 years later, the game is coming back. You have all these great players from all these teams across the country, and they're right here in Seattle early next week.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
It is.
Really, it is.
Yeah.
Tickets are still available.
Yep.
They might be hard to come by, so act quickly since
might
this
be
is just
expensive.
a few days away. It might be, oh yeah, for sure.
But that's okay. And what was also cool is in the past week, we got to see what the players are going to be wearing. The new uniforms.
Enlighten me.
Okay, so the American team and the national team came out with these. They're kind of the colors of the Mariners, so they're kind of like that teal color
those
and
are
then a dark
cool.
navy blue. If I'm being honest, I'm not a fan of the American ones, even though that's who we play for. I like the national ones better, but I want, of course, the American League to win. 'Cause
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know what I think about these jerseys, really. I think the colors are nice. They're blue, they're green.
Yeah.
I think they're cool, they're simple.
Yeah,
So,
very
you know,
simplistic.
I'll be going for the winning team, whoever's in the lead.
We hopefully will
not.
be the national or the American League.
We hope the American League. Okay.
We got some comments about these too.
A lot of people not feeling them. Brent Wagner says, go back to wearing the player uniforms. Why do we have to ruin everything that was once good?
Yeah.
Wisconsin Nation said, awful. Let players wear their own team jerseys again. Yeah.
That was one of those things that I saw when I was looking through social media over the past couple of days. A lot of people were saying that same thing. Instead of having, you know, the players from the American League wear all American League jerseys and the national team obviously wearing theirs, why don't you let the players wear the uniforms for the teams that they represent?
That
So,
would make more sense,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
right? Is it because it's harder to keep track of who's who, who's on what team?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you just can't coordinate that very well. So
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense, but it would be also cool kind of to go back the way it was before.
Well, not everybody hates them. Someone, Grant Smith, just said, these are nice. Zachary says, these are great. I don't care what people say.
I mean, Zach is holding strong to his beliefs. I like that. I'm kind of with Brent and Wisconsin Nation. Go back to letting the players wear their own team jerseys again.
So there's some new free events for the whole family, and this is affordable. It won't take much to attend, but
Yes.
you're probably going to want to beat the crowds.
Yeah.
This is really cool. MLB, they're having an all-star drone show at the Space Needle
cool.
on Sunday, and they're going to be having all-star movie nights at Seattle Center Monday and Tuesday. And they're going to be playing The Sandlot.
Classic.
And A League of Their Own.
Classic.
Good baseball movies.
Good baseball
you can
flicks.
Just sit under the stars and watch the movies.
Did you watch the fireworks show at the Space Needle this year?
I did. We watched them together.
Oh, that's right, we did.
You forgot about me, y'all.
Sorry.
We spent New Year's Eve together, Steve.
We did. And do you remember seeing the drones next to the Space Needle?
Amazing.
With the moonwalk, I think it was?
Incredible.
So this could be somewhat similar.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I thought it was a cool component, so that's going to be a great show. And then you think of the All-Star game, you think of baseball, you think of hot dogs, burgers,
kettle corn,
crickets
or
that we used to have at T-Mobile.
Crunchy.
Well, they have I haven't tried those. They have come out with a new menu just strictly for the All-Star week, right?
Tons of new food
Have you heard about
items.
what's on there? A Dungeness crab rolls topped with caviar.
Oh, that sounds so bougie.
Blackberry mint Rainier mojitos.
Okay.
If you want a special bevy. Mariners Tracks Rice Krispie treats for a little dessert.
Yummy.
And one of my favorites, because I love salt and straw, Pale Stout and Cracker Jack ice cream.
Cracker Jack ice cream doesn't sound bad. It also sounds kind of crunchy though too, kind of like those crickets.
At least they're not putting crickets in the ice cream.
You know what's cool about this new menu is that these are all local chefs and vendors coming with PNW-inspired food items. So I expect to see a lot of seafood on this menu. And Steve, how do you feel about that? Because I know, seafood, you're a little bit picky.
Okay, Dungeness crab rolls topped with caviar. That sounds really good to me.
Okay.
I am not a shellfish fan.
So nothing with shrimp, nothing with lobster.
I'll eat some lobster. It depends on the circumstance. But clams, no.
Steve said clams remind him of slimy mucus.
No, that was the what's it called?
Oysters?
No, the clam chowder.
Clam chowder? So good.
Gross.
What kind
No offense to any of you that eat
Washingtonian are you?
It's true. I know. It's a strike against me. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is.
Well, we know the city has done a lot to prepare for All-Star Week.
Yeah.
They've done volunteer community cleanups. We told you about that. A lot of you didn't think that would be effective at all.
Yeah.
They've also done a lot of, I guess they've put toward a lot of energy into getting graffiti removed off of our local highways and walls and on the sides of businesses.
We got that resurgence of the graffiti abatement team that the mayor brought back, trying to eliminate some of that graffiti that you see around town, and they're concentrating on downtown Seattle, Chinatown International District. Drones are a big concern too, with people thinking that they can fly drones around T-Mobile Park. Can't do that. Don't do that.
It's a no-no.
You may have seen this new PSA with the Mariner Moose that's basically warning people to not use drones around the ballpark. They're going to have this temporary flight restriction over the ballpark that's instituted by the FAA. Don't do it.
Just don't do it.
You could get in trouble.
Oh my gosh, follow the rules,
Follow
everybody.
the rules,
but yeah, it seems like, it seems like they've done a lot to get ready for this big event, but we also want to know what you all think. Are these things effective? Is Seattle even ready to hold this event? I mean, whether you like it or not, it's happening. It's tomorrow, so.
It is happening.
A lot of comments on this, though.
Yes, we got a lot of comments about this. Somebody who dubbed themselves Bring the Word Bully Back, I think his name is Andrew, he said, I wish that this happened all the time for people who live here. He's talking about the graffiti abatement, sort of cleaning up the area.
Yeah, and the cleanups.
Yeah, and then election denier, this person is saying, yet there's still no prosecution for graffiti. Which is the problem, right?
Yeah, that's a big problem. And then DVD Heg on the bottom, their comment, hide it from the masses, it will return. And so, I could see that happening. You do all this cleanup for a big event, but it's just gonna get tagged all over again.
You have a national audience, and that big cleanup was a couple weeks ago, so stuff could have been it could be a problem again. I like that comment, though.
I like that comment, too. So we told you at the beginning of the show, we've got a new award that we're going to be giving out to whoever makes the best comment.
And who do we have this week?
I don't know. What do you think? I kind of like that comment we just read. Hide it from the masses.
I think we should give it to him, yeah. And he made it on my birthday,
June 28th. Okay, DVD Hag, you get
You are the winner.
Sound On Award. And here's your award.
Look at that.
Julio
the man.
Woo! Now,
2022 All AL Rookie of the Year.
This is an honorary award. There's a little hair on him. Is that my hair? We'll take that off.
we gotta clean Julio up before we give out the award.
But anyways, you have the best comment on this episode of Sound On. Congratulations, DVD Hag.
Good job.
The city's hiding it from the masses.
Now, are we gonna figure out a way to send this to him, or are you keeping this?
This It's the honorary award. You get the title for best comment, but you can't have my Julio statue.
You can put it in your Twitter bio or something.
Take a picture of it.
Take a picture of it.
Take a
Be like,
screenshot.
I got the Julio Rodriguez Sound On Bobblehead Award of the Week for my awesome comment.
I love it.
Now, what's really cool about this, we talked a lot last week about artificial intelligence, right? And how that's being used and all this everywhere is taking over everything and all that. It turns out the league, Major League Baseball, and baseball scouts are using artificial intelligence to sort of figure out who the next big stars for baseball are going to be, which is kind of cool.
That's interesting.
So this is a tool from Uplift Labs. It's kind of a biomechanics company, and they can come up with data to figure out a player's flaws, their potential going forward, even if they are likely to have an injury, that sort of thing, and use AI to come up with that. Isn't that crazy?
AI can almost do anything.
Anything.
It's
like
pretty
taking over
spectacular.
everything, right? Yeah, and we did this poll last week too, right?
There's been a lot of talk about artificial intelligence. Not everybody's on board with it, but that's what we wanted to find out. So we asked you all, with all this talk about artificial intelligence, let us know if you've used it, because it is the future.
Yeah.
Now, at last check, 24% of you said yes, 24% said I have not, but I will, and 51% said never will I ever.
It'd be interesting to go back like a year from now and revisit that to see if that's changed.
Because potentially, I mean, AI could be doing our jobs or helping us do our jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like some jobs will change because of it. Some jobs will be introduced because of it.
For sure.
I don't know. I think it's going to change a lot over the next year.
Thanks for answering our poll.
Thanks for answering our poll, KOMOnews.com. And then you think about All-Star Week. Bars are going to be packed.
Oh my God,
all those
yes.
businesses around Soto and Pioneer Square. You want to have a good drink.
For sure.
While you're
for
out
sure.
and about enjoying the Midsummer Classic here in Seattle.
I like myself a good cocktail here in
I
Seattle.
do too. Yeah, and it turns out 2 Seattle bartenders, top 5 in the world.
Top 5 bartenders in the world?
In the top 5 bartenders of the world.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So these guys, they're named Mark Sassy and Jonathan Stanyard. They got in the top 5 for this year's Bartenders Guild World Class competition. It's one of the most prestigious competitions in the country. And they met a couple of years ago through the same competition.
No way.
And they ended up making the top 5. Yeah, so they've worked in cocktail bars throughout Seattle. Mark was most recently the manager of Rob Roy, and then he became the director of operations for this company that has some great bars in Belltown. I've been to Rob Roy. Have you been to Rob Roy?
We were there together.
Oh my God, I
Steve,
forgot
just
again.
forget about us. All of our activities. You need to start writing them down.
I was just thinking
You
that.
need a Tyrah Steve memory book.
Let me write
We
it
went
down.
to a Mariners game together and
I
went
remember
to Rob
that.
Roy after the game.
Oh, that's right.
No. You weren't at the game, actually.
Oh, now you forgot. Okay.
But we were wearing our jerseys.
Maybe it wasn't that memorable.
Anyways, take a look at the picture. Here's proof. We were there.
Hold on, I'm writing this down. Tyrah and Steve. Where did we go? Rob Roy.
Put our New Year's pictures.
Tyrah and Steve, New Year's Eve. All right, I remember now.
Man, just forgetting about me.
All right, and then we got to talk about Jonathan, because Jonathan was part of the process too. He is working on his brand. It's called The Bitter Gringo Company. He's a consultant, educator, creator, and he also hosts some in-depth cocktail classes at some local distilleries, which I think would be really fun.
Oh, that'd be so cool to have a drink from one of the top 5 bartenders in the world. Really cool. It takes a lot to be a mixologist. So
There's actually a bar that I like in West Seattle. It's called Otter on the Rocks.
Oh, you told me about
And
that one.
they have had these classes. I follow them on Instagram. They've had these classes where they offer like a bartending class. It's like every few weeks or something. But I wanted to take it. It's like 70 or 80 bucks, I think, if I remember. Really great people that own it. And it would be fun to kind of learn how to make some cool drinks.
Do you get a certification or like a license after?
No, I don't think so. But you get to learn how to make some cool drinks, which I think would be fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to them,
Yeah.
Mark and Jonathan. Super cool.
Are we pumped for All-Star Week?
I am so excited. I want to attend some festivities. I want to go to that celebrity softball game, and I want to see Julio.
I want to go to the home run derby.
I want to see Julio. Yeah,
Yeah.
just Julio. Cut that out.
Should we go to the home run derby together?
We should, with our City Connect jerseys on.
Yes, of course.
All right.
And we'll sit right next to Julio.
Hope you all have a great All-Star Week. I'm just going to wrap that up right now.
Okay, that was abrupt.
Thank you
All
for
right.
watching, everybody. You can keep up with Sound On all of our social platforms,
Yes.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter,
All
Facebook,
the things.
Instagram.
Send us an email, If you have a topic that you want to send us that we can talk about in a future show, be sure to send that to us as well.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
Bye.
One take, everybody.
Was that good?
One take. Bam!